Good morning, everybody. It's Mark Scanlon here, Real Man Coaching, and we're back with another dense strength session. So, same as last week, we're going to cover strength training in 15 minutes. This morning, it's the lower body that we're going to hit. Okay, we're going to do a 5-minute warm-up and then 10 minutes of dense strength training. So you have your strength training done in 15 minutes. If you're following along live, you'll have it done early in the morning and completed, and you can go about the rest of your day. If you're doing it through replay, then obviously you're going to complete that and you're going to get that nice sense of satisfaction as well, all done in 15 minutes. If you're coming through and are up and at it and watching this, please let me know. Give us a shout in the comment box. Let me know you're up, let me know you're joining in. If you're watching this on replay, let me know also. Okay, so I want to get more men strength training, and dense strength is going to be the most efficient way that you can do it, getting rid of the excuses of not having enough time. Okay, so if you're coming through, let me know. It's Mark Scanlon here for Real Man Coaching, and we're going to jump into it in 1 minute. Okay, so as I said on the video yesterday, you need minimal equipment for this. Okay, I'm going to show you different levels of how to join in and start at your level and build it up and progress to 3 or 4 level 3, 4, 5. Okay, and show you how you can progress your lower body strength over the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of months, and be able to have a pathway for strength training for life. Okay, so we're hitting the lower body this morning. That's the emphasis. If you're joining in, please let me know, and we're going to jump into it right now. So 5 minutes of a warm-up. Okay, getting everything moving, nice bit of blood flow to the lower body, opening up the joints, activating some of the big muscles that we're going to develop on in the strength side of it. So let's go. Okay, so 5 minutes. What we're going to start with is our Jefferson curls, so start to get some movement, mobility through the spine. So we start like this, tuck your chin, gradually round forward. Okay, we want that big flexion of the spine. Knees locked out, legs locked out, big stretch on the hamstrings, going into the lower back, and then reverse it, okay, slowly as well. So think of the spine like a chain, and we want to get every link, every vertebrae on that chain moving. You might be stuck in different points. If you're stuck here, take a big deep breath, try and go a little bit lower. The goal is to get the palms to the ground and then be able to reverse it, squeeze your glutes and gradually go back up. That's 2. We're going to do 4. Tuck your chin, round down. Okay, knees locked out as I said, and coming back up, starting with the lower back, mid back, thoracic spine, cervical spine, and then last one, rounding forward, knees locked out again. Let's try and get a little bit further. Breathe out and slowly reverse it back up. So we're working for 5 minutes on this warm up. Okay, so we're well into it now. Next is the elephant walk. Okay, so we're going to open up the hamstrings and lower back with this. You can start with your hands on something if you're a beginner level or level 1. Okay, knees bent, and then you're just going to alternate from side to side, locking out the knee. You want to develop that a little bit more, hands on the ground. Okay, so you get that big stretch on the hamstring, and then you'll find it going into the lower back, piriformis. Okay, we're doing 6 on each side, 12 all together. So another 2 on each side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next we're going into a lunge position, ATG lunge. So again, as I said, get rid of the excuses about not having enough time. You can develop savage strength in 15 minutes. If you're doing this over the course of a week, if you're setting up your sessions, then we're going to do 4 on each leg here. Then you'll be looking to do 3 or 4 sessions a week of 15 minutes. That's time efficient. You could do that, no problem. And no matter how busy you are, you will have time for that. It's about prioritizing. So if you want to get strong, you want to get lean, you want to get fit, You want to get rid of those aches and pains. Okay, so we're lunging forward here, allowing the knee to go forward, opening up the back hip flexor. That's 4 on that side, and step forward, 4 on the other. Okay, so no excuses. Everybody has 15 minutes that they can find in a day for strength training. With strength training, as I mentioned before, we're not just increasing the strength of the muscles and developing muscle mass, and we're also developing the strength and the strength and mass of the tendons, ligaments. We're starting to move through ranges, increasing the range that you're moving through. So you're going to increase your flexibility, you're going to develop full body strength, you're going to develop your cardiovascular fitness, you're going to be on the pathway for getting lean, and you can add your strength training into your overall program. If you're a runner, if you're playing sports, if you like to do high intensity training, then you can add this in on top of it, okay? Strength is the foundation of everything else. So that was 4 each side on the ATG split squat. Then we're going to go into our heels up squat. This is going to be one of our main movements today. So big compound movement for the lower body. Heels pop up on some elevation. It can be on blocks, it can be on a dumbbell, but the heels are off the ground, they're up, and then you're just going to sit down, big knee bend, push through the floor, and come back up. We want to keep our posture nice and tall. We're just doing 6 on this. I'll show you how to develop it in the strength section or the strength phase. Okay, so we're trying to get full coverage, sitting down almost onto the heels, and push through. Okay, so that's our heels up squat. Then the other big exercise that we're doing in our strength block today is an RDL. So that's a hip hinge where you're driving your hips back. We're going to go prisoner position with the hands, chest up, sit back. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze your glutes and push back through. So if you find it hard, which people do, to be able to get this movement and to be able to hinge properly, we're going with a hip width stance. And then what I want you to do is have the target behind you, stick your arms back, touch and drive forward. Challenge yourself a little bit more, touch and drive. So the knees are slightly bent. Okay, and that's going to allow you to stick your arms back. And your spine is in a nice straight position. One more, 6 reps, touch and drive through. So that's a big stretch for the hamstring. Last bit of the warm up, we're going to do some core work. Just like adding the core work as well, because I know everybody likes to have that in their training. So we're going to finish off the warm up with that. So push up position. Show you from this angle. So nice strong posture, hands underneath the shoulders, knees or toes, toes on the ground, spine straight, core nice and tight, and glutes squeezed. And then we're going to go knee to elbow with opposites. So your right knee, your left elbow, and vice versa. Nice and controlled. We're not doing the fast stuff. Nice and controlled. Working your obliques, working across the body. 8 reps each side. 16 altogether, nice and slow. So we're staying in that strong position with the hands. Okay, locked in here, glutes are squeezed, core tight. 8 reps each side, work across the body. If that's tough, just work in a straight line. So left knee coming up to left elbow, right knee to right elbow. If you want more of a challenge, go further to the outside of your hand. Okay, 8 each side. Now, into the meat and potatoes, into the main part of the session. So we're into our strength block. And again, same as last week, you're going to work off a timer. Okay, so it's going to be very efficient, 10 minutes of work. We're working on the minute, so you're going to begin your exercise on the minute every time. We're doing 2 exercises. We're doing the heels up squat. We're doing the Romanian deadlift. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that at your level. We want it to be pain free. We want you to be able to complete all reps, and we want you to be challenging yourself, so the last couple of reps of each set are a struggle. Okay, so set your timer to 10 minutes, and then at the start of every minute you're going to begin your exercise. We're going to start with 8 reps on the heels elevated squat or the VMO squat, and then we're going to go into the RDL for 8 reps. First, from minute 0 to 1, you're going to do 8 reps on your squat, then 1 to 2, you're going to do 8 reps on your RDL and then back and forth alternating between the 2. When you complete your reps, you have the rest of that minute to rest. Okay, so if you complete all your reps in 35 seconds, you have 25 seconds to rest. Okay, so we're going to jump into it. I'll just set the timer here and then you'll hear the start of every minute. So I just have 30 seconds as a warm up, as a lead in. So we're going to do a heels elevated squat. Okay, so again, have your heels up on an elevation. I'll show you the easiest level first. You can do it with a stick. Okay, so hip width stance. Okay, so about this distance between your feet, heels up. Okay, this is emphasizing using your quads more, using your VMO with the heels elevated, taking out any ankle restrictions. You can use a stick for assistance. We're going to get down low and then we're going to drive back up. Okay, if you need that stick, that's your assistance. If not, hands out in front, stay up nice and tall and get through 8 reps. Hands out in front, sit, bump the heels, big deep knee bend. If you're getting pain on that, just reduce the range, use assistance. Okay, I don't want you going into pain, we'll try and stay away from that, but it might just mean that you need to develop your range of motion and develop your strength around the knee with some concentric work or a little bit more kind of rehabilitative work around the knee. Okay, so don't go into pain on that. Okay, so the timer, it wasn't actually that loud. So we 5 seconds before we're going into the RDL. This might beep now. So your Romanian deadlift, you can start with a stick. This would be your level 1. Okay, feet hip width apart again, knees slightly bent as we've done in the warm-up. Hips going backwards. If you're using a dumbbell or a stick, just below the knee, drive back through. 8 reps on this again. Okay, so you see, or you can see, there's levels in this for everybody. Strength training is for everybody. It's not for just for the elite, not just for athletes, not just for bodybuilders, powerlifters, or those who are more advanced gym goers. This is for everybody. So nice straight spine. Drive your hips backwards, big stretch on the hamstrings as you're going back. Stick below the knee, drive back up. 3 seconds going backwards. Okay, slowly load the movement and then push through the heels, drive the hips forward. That's 8 reps. Okay, so that's our first 2-minute block done. And we're back into heels elevated squat. So if you want to advance it on a bit, start adding weight, start with 5 kg and then each session incrementally load it. Okay, increasing it by anywhere from 2.5 to 5 kg. So we're going slow, sit, bump the heels and drive back up through a big toe. Stay up nice and tall, chest is up. Okay, you're not allowing yourself to drift forward. Like this, stay up tall, push through the floor. We're developing serious strength through your quads, your VMO, and making those nice and strong, getting healthy knees, strong quads. If you're a runner, this is going to help you. All that impact on the ground, we're going to develop that big muscle on the inside of the knee, your VMO. So 8 reps on that, and then we're waiting for the clock to come around again. 2, 1, back to the RDL. Okay, with the RDL, you can load it up. Okay, same as the squat. Start with light weights. Once you master the movement, then start to load it up. If your range is good, go a little bit lower, about mid-shin, and then drive back through. The biggest thing, we need to see a hip shift backwards. Okay, we need to see those hips moving backwards and your spine staying in that nice neutral position. So you're not just rounding here and coming back up. We want to see that drive backwards with the hips. Okay, nice straight spine. Keep the shoulder blades pulled back together. Squeeze the dumbbells. 8 reps. Okay, so you can see this is time efficient. We've 2 sets of each exercise done, and we're waiting for the clock to come around again, and we're back on the heels elevated squat. So we're working the legs from the front, so anterior. I'm working the legs from the back. posterior with the RDL. Again, you can load up, goblet squat position underneath the chin. Okay, go up once you feel comfortable, but you must be able to keep the same technique. Okay, good quality reps. Slow down, fast up, explode through the ball of the foot, through the big toe, drive it through. 8 reps. Again, so if you complete this at home, if you're doing it throughout the day, please let me know. If you're watching live, let me know. I'm giving you a very simple method through dense strength to develop full body strength. Last week we covered the upper body. Today we're doing the lower body, and then I'm gonna give you some more sessions as well around core, some more movement variations for the lower body and upper body. Okay, back to the RDL. So same again. We can go heavier. You can use dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, but you must, before you increase the load, you must have the movement mastered. So if you're doing this on your own, a good way to know if you're doing it right is obviously have a mirror there so you can see your posture, or set up your phone. But your hips must move backwards, okay? You can't just round it to spine. You have to drive the hips backwards, dumbbells just below the knee, push through the floor, squeeze back up. Okay, RDL, we're developing strength and the hamstrings and glutes. Okay, that's going to help with your power production. So no matter what you're doing, we all need to be able to hinge a bit better, use our posterior chain, protect our lower back, and we're into squats again. So every turn of the minute we're starting, and we're getting 8 reps done. So we're working for 10 minutes in total. That'll be 5 rounds of each exercise, or 5 sets. And that's a lovely bit of work for the lower body in the most time efficient manner. Stay up tall on this, push through the big toe, ball of the foot. Nice strong squat. Okay, with the heels elevated, it's different than the normal squat that you might see. That's just because we want to really emphasize the quads and start to develop strength through the VMO. With your feet flat on the floor, that's a good squat also. It's just a little bit different. We can involve the hips a little bit more on that. Okay, so we're waiting for the RDL. Here we go. Okay, so again, as I said, you can go heavier to show you from the front. Again, your hips are moving backwards. So as I said in the warm-up, give yourself the target of a wall or a door or something behind you that you can move your hips backwards. Okay, so you're not just rounding forward, your hips must go backwards, push through the floor and drive up. Okay, you should be able to take your toes off the ground. You'll know that you're pushing all your way through the heels, using your hamstrings and glutes for the movement. Keep your shoulders back, big chest. 8 reps on that. And now we're coming up to the last round of each, waiting for the timer to come around. So the timer keeps you accountable. Minimal rest, so you're getting that aerobic fitness component as well. Last round, stay strong. Keep the posture good, technique good. Feet hip width apart. Sit down into it, tall through the chest. 1, 2, 3, we're going for 8, 4, 5, 6, don't bounce in the bottom, so stop dead and then push, and that's 8 reps. Okay, by now you should be feeling where we're doing the work, so you should be feeling it on the quads if you haven't already. And remember, you can do this at your level. Okay, so if you're not there with using weights yet, just use body weight with hand out in front, or use a stick for assistance. And now we're waiting around RDLs. Last round. So again, line yourself up, hip width stance. Shoulders back, knees slightly bent. Drive those hips backwards, just a little too close there. Dumbbells, just below the knee. If you're advancing it on, mid shin, push forward. If you have good mobility, then try and get closer to the ankle. Go right down, and then drive from there. All the while keeping your spine in a neutral position, so nice and straight, not here, not rounded. You don't want to go into spinal flexion on this. Drive backwards, push through. Last rep, drive through. Okay, super stuff. Hope that made sense. That's our dense strength for the lower body. So we hit a 5-minute warm-up. Okay, so we hit a 5-minute warm-up, and then we went into dense strength, which is 10 minutes of work, 2 exercises. It was the VMO squat, or the heels elevated squat, and your RDL. Okay, so if you joined in live, if you're joining in later on during the replay, let me know. If you have any questions about the warm-up, about the strength exercises, please let me know. I want to help as many men as possible to improve their health, fitness, well-being, their energy, their focus in 2021, and I would like and love for as many men as possible to start taking part in strength training. It's a really low barrier to entry, meaning that you can do it with minimal equipment, you can do it with no equipment, you can do it with body weight, and you can do it in your own home. You don't have to be going to the gym for it, you don't have to be spending hours in the gym. It can be really efficient, getting it done in 15 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so there's the timer gone. We've completed 10 minutes of work, 5 sets of both exercises. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good day, everybody. Mark Scanlon for Real Man Coaching. I will chat to you on Friday for our next Win the Morning TV. Okay, well done this morning. Thanks for showing up and listening to me, and hopefully you got something from it. Okay, cheers, have a good day.